Yo, it's not just a scroll, it's a movement. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah. Tap in, level up, it's the real lane. Dr. Leyland dropping fire, not playing games. 50 deep with the mission in the voice. Ain't just talk, we the power, we the choice. We spotlight rebels, dreamers, queens, bosses, builders, legacy machines. You want truth, you want real. This the type of vibe that you feel and heal.
From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. This the dopest network on the scene.
So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This a tribe on a mission, level up style.
Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. Legacy edition. From the mic to the gram, LinkedIn too. 50 connections, yeah, that's the crew. Wanna grow, wanna shine, wanna be seen. It's the dopest network on the scene.
So don't just lurk, engage, ignite. Click that follow, change your life, this ain't hype. This a tribe on a mission, level up style.
Legacy edition. 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 Legacy edition.
Hello, Level Up Academy people. Hello, community. Welcome. This is your host, Dr. Leyland. Today's show is so exciting for me because we are talking about a niche of people who are reinventing in midlife and business, right? And we're going to be joined by Lisa in a minute. But welcome back to another empowering episode of Level Up Academy, where we don't just talk change, we live it. And today we're diving into one of the most misunderstood, under-discussed, and life-altering phases in a woman's journey called menopause, right? But this isn't your grandmother's menopause story, though. We're going to be joined by Lisa Feveck today. She's a trailblazing menopause or metamorphosis dietitian, a woman who walked away from engineering, fought through 2 spinal surgeries, and hit early menopause head on, and only to rise as a fierce advocate for women redefining their midlife story. Okay. Lisa's not just handing out meal plans, she's handing women back their power with a bold blend of nutrition, mindset, and of course, it's a movement. She's helping midlife women everywhere ditch the stigma, decode their symptoms, and really take back the control, one empowered choice at a time. So, whether you're in the thick of it, just entering the transition, or supporting someone who is, the conversation is your permission slip to get curious, get confident, and get ready to level up. So, we're going to introduce Lisa in a minute. She is not a stranger to level up. She has written a book with us as well. So, she is going to be here, and we are going to actually, I'm going to share a video with my Bella Grace family. But first things first, we are focus, level up is focused on community. I am trying to help my dear sister Danielle, and this is her youngest child and only daughter, Elise. She just graduated kinder. She's going to be on first grade, and 7 days or 6 days after her graduation, she came down with Kawasaki disease. And right now, we're pleading for your kindness and generosity. Whether you can help financially or share her story, and most importantly, keep praying for the family. I'm going to leave it for 30 seconds. I'm going to give you guys an update in there. Sister usually gives me an update on what's going on with her daughter and seeing how we can help each other. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is 50 Inspirational Connections is the third or annual third year going on right now. And if you have an inspirational story, especially if you are helping the community, join us. This year, you're going to be on the magazine. You're also going to possibly be in an anthology, but it's a different kind of anthology that we're doing this year. We are actually, I was thinking, and Susanna probably is going to kill me on this, but putting the 50 Inspirational Connection story, but not having your name on it. It's more like a story of inspiration. But at the end, it's like a puzzle. You would, figure out whose story it is. And it's like an Easter egg. If you find like 5 stories, you get something to unlock. Or if you get 10 stories, you get something to unlock in the book. So this is going to be something that I was thinking of doing as well. So your voice matters. This platform will make sure you're heard, seen, and valued. And you also get featured in our podcasts, magazines, and live streams. So please join our 50 heart centered leaders changing the game on social media. Now, you guys, I love my Bella Grace, right? And the reason for that, there's many reasons, but literally it's collagen, but also it helps with joint support. It's just amazing, and I'll share with you in a minute some of the reviews. And this actually is backed by science. It has clinical studies as well. And of course, I like beauty products. So those two beauty products, the collagen mist, the serum, it's made in Korea. And because Korean skincare is the number one skincare in the world right now. And of course, the lippy. But let me show you why this is really amazing. One of my sister I introduced to Bella Grace. So let me show you, see if I can actually share her video. And let me see here. 1 second. And make sure that you can see her video. There is April.
Hello, I am April Wyatt, and I am a holistic health coach. And I am here to give a shout out to CJ. I absolutely appreciate her and her authentic connections and her approach to support others. And she shared with me during my Purposeful Driven Women retreat an amazing thing that I want to share with you as well. And that is the Bella Grace elixir. This little elixir is amazing. It's powerful, and I was skeptical at first. I have to tell you, I was. How could this little elixir really support me? And it has, beyond what I could even anticipate. So not only it supports the collagen, right, for our hair, skin, nails, but also joint inflammation. As I'm getting a little wiser in my years, my body needs a little bit more extra support. So thank you, CJ, for sharing the Bella Grace with me. And I hope each of you give yourself grace and work it out. Keep living with intention.
Yes. So keep living with intentions, guys. Okay. So that is Bella Grace. I'm also going to share with you. There is a website that I put in here for you guys, and that is actually with my name on it. I love sharing it. If you guys wanting to share it as well, let me know, because this is really an opportunity to help others, level up their entire, okay, and I mean entire body when it comes to aging, right? We're aging. Now in here, I'm sharing with you guys some of the if you go to the website, the elixir is there, and it gives you the product details, okay, of what it has and what it could transform for you. So you have firmer and smoother skin texture, fewer lines and wrinkles, improve your skin elasticity, decrease age spots and more even skin tone, improve your skin hydration. As we age, we lose hydration, reduce oxidative stress, healthier, longer nails, fuller, thicker hair. Menopause, I'm balding. I just wanted to let you know that. Significant decrease of cellulite, from your arms and your legs, supports healthy inflammation response because when we are inflamed, and Lisa can talk about it today as well, helps to improve physical endurance, supports recovery from exercise, boosts the effect of exercise training, supports your joint health is more important because my knees was starting to hurt going up and down the stairs, and it supports your mitochondrial function that supports aging muscles. And you're going to wonder, what are the ingredients? Are these natural ingredients? Yes, it goes with the big three powerful thing that they have is Verisol bioactive collagen peptides, and it's absorbed and activate the fibroblast cells. It's responsible for regenerating. So like think about it when you get cut, right? And you put a band-aid or to make sure that you put a medicine in there and neosporin so it doesn't like get infected. And couple of days later the cut gets healed, right? Because our genes is literally, our DNA is like, okay, let's heal this. Your body wants to heal you, but if it doesn't have enough tools and it doesn't have enough ingredients to heal you, that's why we age. Some of us age gracefully, some of us age faster. Well, what if you have a magic drink, right? This is what the elixir is all about, to help your body get the right tools to make sure that you age. It's not like you're not going to age, but you age gracefully and you actually give the right tools and the right nutrients, ingredients in your body. And so that's what it does. It has Verisol. And then the cat's claw BG322 is an inhibitor of the master gene to switch to chronic inflammation called NFK8. And it activates a process to generate the matrix elements, overcoming any types of inflammation within our body. And you're thinking, oh, it's just inflammation. No, it's a lot. Like you get hives, you get like fat fingers and fat, toes. Like I know because I have some issues of those, right? And it is a potent antioxidant and cell protectant with strong support for your joint. Okay. And then the axanthin is it's one of those nature's most powerful free radical scavengers. It has 6,000 more potent than vitamin C because your doctor were like, you need vitamin D from the sun, you need vitamin C for your immune support. Or guess what? This already has that. It's very potent, and it's looking at your radicals, right? And literally helps you so that you can act those UV damage that we get anyway from just going in. And it has clinical studies, like human clinical studies, that basically shows, and these are the videos that they have, and I put the link in there for you guys. But I wanted to read just this one, right? It says, I have been taking Bella Grace elixir for approximately a year, usually one day, but sometimes two. I've seen big improvement in my hair, nails, and skin and joint pain, but I'm prompted to write this review because something I experienced past 2 days. Yesterday, a couple of before, last muscle was really hurting. It hurt to move and even hurt to breathe. Don't know how I strained it, but I sure did. It did hurt. I tried pain relievers and muscle rub, but it still kept hurting. So last night, it dawned on me to try taking 2 elixirs at a time before I went to sleep. So I did. And when I woke up this morning, no pain. Gone. At first, I was just glad, but then I remembered taking the 2 elixirs. I'm thanking the good Lord for planting the idea of taking 2 of them last night. It just had to be Bella Grace that worked because nothing else had touched the pain. Thanks. I'm a believer, right? Like all of these things, like it's so amazing, right? And you have to take it enough. Like I think the box comes in a 30-day supply, but I actually let's see, I think 5 days for me when I realized my joint pain was lowered. So that is really what I love about Bella Grace. And so it fits with what we're talking about today. And the reason being is because we are going to have Lisa. in here, right? So you're probably thinking, well, how does Lisa Feveck aligns with Level Up Academy? Empowerment through education, right? We exist to educate and equip and empower individuals with tools for transformation. Well, Lisa's entire platform is about educating women to understand their bodies, and also men, because men do have andropause, and reclaim your health, right? And take charge with your midlife reinvention. So she's not just sharing about nutrition, guys, right? She's teaching women level up their lives through knowledge and action. Also, she has a holistic mindset driven growth where for us, we also love growth mindset, visibility, and strategy to help you. Well, Lisa helps women reshape how they view themselves, not as a broken, aging, or out of sync people, but we are powerful beings. We just need to know the new chapter in life and how we can navigate that. So, her metamorphosis framework actually mirrors the Academy's mission of identity expansion and inner alignment. Now, keep in mind, guys, if you don't know who Lisa is, she was an electrical engineer, right? Basically an amazing engineer. And what happened was she um, was undergoing two spinal surgeries that redirected her path. She pursued being a dietitian to better support women literally shifts menopause, because I think during those experiences that she has, and she can tell us too, um, she went through a lot of diets, and then she went hit early menopause, and so she went back to school to actually learn, right, the proper diets to encounter those early menopause herself. She was grappling with anxiety and joint pain and racing heart, so she discovered symptom by symptom approach was failing her. And so that ignited that moment, saying aha moment for her, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to have a 360 holistic sense. We're going to look at food. We're going to look at fitness. We're going to look at mindset. And that's what she did. Right. So, welcome our sister, Lisa. How are you doing, sister?
I am good. I think I need to hire you as my PR team because that was just that was just great.
I
Um,
love it. Right. We do PR here. That's why. So,
yeah,
I wanted to ask you too, like, was I accurate on your historical information?
yeah, about 90%, but it was good enough. Yeah.
Okay. Give
I
me the
became a
10%.
dietitian. Yeah, became a dietitian, as you said, because I had to have a lot of surgeries. I was having a lot of joint issues. I didn't realize God made me a little more special than most people, and all my organs are upside down or in the wrong place. So I don't absorb nutrients in the way quote unquote normal people would. And I wasn't getting the support from our healthcare system. So I became a dietitian to help myself. And then I realized other people were having similar issues or they weren't being heard by doctors. And then, as you said, I started early menopause, got a lot of weird symptoms, didn't start with hot flashes, started with a random toothache, and the dentist would keep looking at me like, why are you back? Nothing is wrong. The anxiety, the heart palpitations, again, went to the doctor. Everything is normal. It's probably stress from doing the MPhil, studying and stuff. So they dismissed a lot of my symptoms. But because I was more in tune with my body, especially after these surgeries, I knew there was something else going on. And that is why I started to research. And then I realized, oh, wait, other women are having the same experience, not being listened to, not being paid attention to, or believed by their doctors or their partners or at work. And most women, when they come to me, it's like, oh my gosh, to hear somebody that understands me, that believes me, that is willing to sit and listen to my story, that sort of blows their mind. And I'm like, well, this should be normal. This is what every woman should experience. So this is what drives me every day. Even when I have my own pains and my own health issues, I show up because I know there's some woman out there that's nobody's showing up for her. And maybe that's the difference between her taking her own life, because suicidal thoughts do occur in menopause. And that is what stopped me. I was like, no, I need to do this every day. So I'm really appreciative of being here, being part of Level Up Academy, because as you said, we share the same sort of vision, helping people, education, awareness, so that we could advocate for our own selves.
Yes, and that's what I love because I partner with people and collaborate with people
Mhm.
who are trying to educate the world on everything that we can possibly do,
Yeah,
right? And we can't
yeah,
I can't do everything, and that's why you're here because I always ask people like, guys, if you're watching this, guys or girls, because if you're a man, you also go to andropause, but you also maybe have a sister, a friend, a best friend, a neighbor, right?
yeah. A
Have
wife,
you
yeah.
ever wondered that, like
Mhm.
how menopause can be more than just hot flashes and mood swings? Okay. Like it's not just that, like people always think, oh, it's just mood swings and you're just being moody because you're menopausal. Like we joke around about it, but there's
Yeah.
more to it. And so I wanted to ask you, menopause is often talked about in whispers.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And why do you think society still struggles to have an open conversation about it?
Um, well, that goes back to women and health in general. Men have always led the way, whether it's being head of the household, head of the country, and their needs were always seen as first, and then women support the men. So when it comes to our healthcare, that's our business. The man will take his wife, drop her to the doctor, and it's like, you handle your stories. You take care of your stuff. I'm not involved in this. When it comes to research as well, most times research, when people show up for the research, is white men taking part in the research. So we have information for men, but when it comes to information for women, and not just white women, women of color will experience something different. Um, Multiracial women, so like myself in the Caribbean, we have multi-ethnic populations. So how does menopause affect someone who's mixed? We have no idea. So the research is now starting. I saw that Oprah started the conversation, and when Oprah speaks, the world listens, right? And now a lot of celebrities are talking about it because we're all sort of around the same age, right? 40s, 50s. So we're all experiencing it together. So it's only now we're not afraid to talk about it. But in some communities, some countries, it's still very taboo for women to talk about anything. We should be seen and not heard. Just do our duties, take care of the household, take care of the children, um, and whatever else we're experiencing, that's our business. But this is why I believe both of us, we come on these platforms every day and we talk and said, it's okay to talk about it. You're not alone. You're not experiencing this alone. And yes, there are over 100 symptoms you could experience on your menopausal journey. It's not just hot flashes. It's not just mood swings. And many of my clients are drowning in 60, 70 symptoms at one time. So they're the ones that don't want to get out of bed. It can't, I mean, if they take a bath for the day, that's a win. When you get to that stage, you really need support. But women still, we take care of everybody else and we put ourselves last. And I'm always happy to come on these platforms and just say, it's okay to give ourselves love, give ourselves grace, and talk about what we're going through.
I love that. And I love that you brought the stats and Oprah because you're right. When celebrity does talk about it and normalize
Yeah.
the conversation. I was looking at the stats here for 2024 and 2025. It says that 1.3 million women enter menopause every year in the US. Okay.
Yeah.
The average age of menopause is 51, but symptoms can begin in the early 40s, which I think I've had it like in my late 30s. I've been in it
Yeah,
for a
those
while.
stats need to change drastically.
Yeah.
Most women start their journey. So it's perimenopause you start with and then go into menopause. Most women start in their 30s. And the
Yeah.
symptoms, it's the same for perimenopause and menopause. Yes, you can have different things, but that's why I talk about a journey, because as I didn't have hot flashes when I was in perimenopause. I'm having them now. I'm in postmenopause, right? So it's different for everyone. And that's why I talk about a journey, so that we normalize the conversations, and nothing is wrong if you don't have the hot flashes. You probably have the other symptoms that you need support with. But yeah, again, we need to have these conversations, and the more research we get, I think in about 5, 10 years, those stats will change again.
Yeah, I think we need to have more research on these
Yeah,
for women. And it says over 80% of women experience hot flashes or night sweats. Those are
yeah.
like the main symptoms of
Those
menopause.
are the main ones.
But
Yeah,
mood swings, like you mentioned, anxiety, depression, brain fog, weight gain, right?
yeah.
And also, when you are in menopause, the three things that they actually talk about is osteoporosis, which is bone loss, and
Hmm.
cardiovascular disease, right? Which is
Yeah.
this is our like leading cause of death for women. And
Yes.
of course, weight gain, metabolic shifts. And I'm having that issue now. And so that's why I wanted to know more of what can we do every day as a woman to help ourselves, not just the support because we need the support, but like what can we do to help ourselves when we're experiencing these things?
Yeah, I want to go back to what you said there about the other symptoms. So, yes, we always talk about the hot flashes or the mood swings. And okay, if you're experiencing anxiety, you can take a pill. If you're having hot flashes, you could stand in front of a fan or put on the AC, right? And that's how people think about it. My main concern are the other ones you mentioned. Osteoporosis goes up, cardiovascular disease goes up. So before we enter into our menopausal journey, so before perimenopause, men's risk for heart disease, cardiovascular disease is higher than a woman's. As soon as we enter into a menopausal journey, our risk starts to go up and it shoots up higher than a man's risk. So when I was doing my thesis, I was looking at heart disease in Trinidad and Tobago, where I'm from. And most of the women I saw were in their menopausal age. And they didn't just have one heart attack, they had many different cardiac events. So more than one stroke, more than one heart attack. So this is why we need to have the conversation. And certain things like women of color will experience more debilitating symptoms. If you're having more hot flashes and you're having more um, having worse hot flashes than, let's say, someone else, your risk shoots up for heart disease. So just by having hot flashes, having them more often and having worse hot flashes puts you at a higher risk for heart disease. To me, that's concerning. So when you talked about the holistic approach, I don't just look at, okay, how do I stop the hot flash? How do I stop the mood swing? I'm look at, okay, how do I reduce the risk for heart disease? Uncontrolled blood sugars, uncontrolled blood pressure, uncontrolled cholesterol issues, all of those shoots up just because you're in menopause. You haven't changed your diet, you haven't changed your exercise routine, and all of a sudden, women who didn't have diabetes before now have diabetes just from entering menopause. These are the issues I'm concerned with. Dementia. Dementia shoots up in menopause as well. So women start feeling like they're going crazy. We need to test to make sure, is it just that feeling or is it something more serious? So that's why I talk about a holistic approach. That's why I don't just look at nutrition. I look at physical activity, mindset, supplements, and even going on hormone replacement therapy if you need to, because drowning in 60 symptoms and you could take a patch or a pill to get back your quality of life, I think that's worth exploring.
Hi, Dr.
Hi.
Glave. Thank you for coming in. Yeah.
Hi.
I was actually okay when while you were talking, right? When you were talking about different women in terms of minority women
Yeah.
um having that access. But here's the thing that like I'm just speaking for me. Depression definitely hits harder, and also the weight gain is
Yeah.
craziness. My blood pressure is now up, and like having that pre-diabetic thing, and I'm like, I don't even eat sugar. Like I don't do sugar much. Like I don't really like sugar, you know? And so all of my stats, like right now I need to get another blood test actually.
Yeah.
um my doctor just do that, and then sleep study. My heart's always been really high, and I'm having like hot flashes. Like my daughter would be cold, and I'm like, why am I so hot? Like
Yeah.
I'm so hot, right? And it's really annoying at the same time.
Yes.
It's like, and then when your daughter is cold, you're hot, or if you're hot and she's, vice versa, I'm cold and she's hot. I'm like, okay, I am so crazy right now. I don't even know what's happening anymore. And
Yes.
half of the time, I can't find my keys. I'm like, where did I put my keys? It's like right in front of me. Or I'd be holding my phone. I'm like, can you call my phone? I can't find my phone. And my
Oh,
daughter's
that
like,
happened to
Mom.
me last week. I'm looking for my phone. It's in my hand. Oh, yeah. You just have to laugh at yourself because if I was to
It,
cry at every moment that I felt silly, I'd be crying
oh
all
my
day.
God. I was like, what is happening? Um,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay, so this is my next question for you. Uh, you coined the term metamorphosis. What does a transformational look like for your clients, physically, emotionally, and also mentally?
Yeah. So morphosis means transformation. And that is what I want my clients to feel. Because when they come to me, most of the time, they're not ready to go on hormone replacement therapy just yet, or they can't. If you have certain types of breast cancer, certain types of heart disease or liver disease, you can't take medication, hormone replacement therapy. So you need to stick to the holistic route, which hormone replacement therapy will give you more results faster. You get ease in symptoms faster. But if you can't take it, then you have to go the other route. So this is where I start with your mindset, especially because where the mind goes, the body follows. And the studies do show that if you're more positive, so it's not that we won't have situations come up. That's life. But the way you handle those situations, it's been shown that if you handle them a lot better, if you are more in a positive mindset, more in a gratitude mindset, you actually experience those hot flashes, for example, in a less way. It's less debilitating. It doesn't happen as often. You don't have as much anxiety, depression, those sort of things. So that's why, yes, nutrition is my foundation. Because if you have poor nutrition, you can't build your house properly on it, right? But we work on all three together because the way to get back some quality of life where you're able to function, you can get out of bed. You don't sweat in front of the boardroom when you're giving a meeting, a speech, or something like that. And I have women like you talk about like the confidence, libido issues. Sometimes it's not hot flashes, it's cold flashes. So they feel weird. Like, why am I not getting hot flashes? What's wrong with me? So just not feeling like you're weird, getting back your confidence, getting back that libido, that intimacy of wanting to share with people. A lot of times we just want to crawl in a hole and stay home, stay in a room, stay in a dark room, and not interact with people. And that doesn't help out our mental health. So that's why I look for that trio of solutions where they experience that transformation. And at the end of 3 months, they are just, I remind them of where I started and they're like, wow, that was me, you know, is that where I started? They can't believe that they could be better, that they could function normally again.
I love that approach, Lisa. I love the approach of mindset first and
Yeah.
behavior
Hmm.
before,
Yeah.
nutrition, because you could eat healthy, but if you're not healthy in the mind, it's hard to
Yeah,
function.
it's really
Believe
hard.
me on that one, right? It's
Yeah.
really hard. Um, Now let's shift our conversation on um the hormone balance thing, right? Because the estrogen drops, and like you said, if you're taking medicine, the estrogen or hormone therapy might not work for you, or it's not good for you. So
Yeah.
what are some of the alternatives of, like, okay, what should we eat when we're experiencing perimenopause or menopause?
Yeah. So the first answer I give, and that's not just for your menopause, for diabetes, for any health condition you have, is to start with your plant-based foods. So what I mean by that is your fruits, your vegetables, peas, beans, nuts, seeds, and whole grain foods. That is your foundation. That helps with gut health, and gut health helps with everything else in your body. So the more fiber you eat, the more fruits, the veggies, the more vitamins you give your body, minerals, antioxidants. It helps with cancer prevention, heart disease risk is lowered, controlling blood sugars, diabetes, cholesterol issues. So all the health issues you could possibly think of, 90% of them are diet based. So eating more plant based food. So I'm not saying you have to go vegan or vegetarian, but just change that mindset we talked about and put veggies on your plate first instead of what we normally do. So in the Caribbean, especially, we put meat on the plate first and then find things to go with the meat. I'm just saying, change your mindset, fill your plate with half of veggies, and then add to it. So if you want to now eat foods that can help with the hormones, we eat foods called phytoestrogens. So phyto means plants. So estrogen from plant-based foods. So those are your soy-based foods. Will they help in the same way as traditional hormone replacement therapy? Maybe not, but they will certainly bring relief. So you're talking your soy milk, edamame beans, tempeh, tofu, right? So anything soy-based, you can add those. But as I said, the easy thing to do, eat plant-based, eat different colors. So you don't have to think about what has vitamin C or what has vitamin A or what has more iron. The more plant-based foods you eat, and then you top it off with things like fermented foods, so your kimchi and your sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt. Once you build on that and you're consistent with it, all my clients see results. There hasn't been one that when they change their diets, they haven't seen any results.
Okay, so I'm safe. I'm like, I eat tofu. I love edamame. I love
Yeah,
spicy, like garlic, like just put
all
lots of
your
garlic
love,
on my
yes.
edamame. So I
Mhm.
love those. I don't think I eat flax seeds. I should. I like chickpeas and lentils. Lentil soup is actually really good. And I
Yeah.
also love veggies. I used to drink like kale and celery and apple and all that. But for some reason, I don't know why I stopped. I don't have an excuse for that. I just stopped. And then,
Yeah.
of course, when we're talking about fats, right? Like people always
Yeah.
think fats are bad, but I do eat avocado. I love avocado toast. I love nuts. I love olives, and I love fish. So that
Yeah.
is
So,
something that might be helping
yeah.
me a bit. What
I
are
just
some
wanted
of the
to
things that
add
you
to
want to
what,
add?
yeah, I just wanted to add to what you said there because you talked about the fat. Women become so afraid of fat because you talked about the weight gain. So most of us will gain some sort of weight, usually around the midsection where we don't want it. But our body needs fat. So, yeah. So for certain vitamins, so like vitamin C, we have those vitamin C capsules. You can dissolve in water and you drink it. Some vitamins need fat to absorb, to dissolve in, so we absorb it. So that's why we need those healthy fats. So our brain is made of fat, our cells is made of fat, right? So to make more cells, you need a source of fat, a controlled source of fat. So you don't want to eat a lot at one point in time, but every meal should have some nuts. Seeds, I think, are unsung heroes. So pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, ground flax seeds. Make sure it's ground. Whole flax seeds, you'll just pass out. You can't break it down. Sesame seeds, those have so much nutrition. Pumpkin seeds, especially lots of magnesium and zinc. And we talk about the omega 3s, hemp seeds, tiny, insignificant hemp seeds. You throw that in your smoothie, on top your oats, on top your salad, even on top of rice because it doesn't have a strong taste. But hemp seeds give so much protein, so much omega 3s. So that's why I keep saying just eat more plant based. You want to eat fish? Fine. You can make a crust with the same hemp seeds. Add a little olive oil so you're getting healthy fats and add that on top of your salad, which will have other things. I'm not talking just lettuce and tomatoes, bell peppers and cauliflower and broccoli, potatoes, corn, all of those things. Make sure it's a full meal that you're covering all the colors so that you're getting those benefits. And something you
I don't
mentioned
think
before.
yeah, I don't think I have let's see. I don't think I have done sunflower seeds I have hemp seeds actually for my oatmeal. I like hemp seeds on my oatmeal, so
Yeah,
that's good.
that's good.
Um
Yes.
so okay, so I was looking at building bone health, right? Because we lose bone
Hmm.
health, like bone loss, and we
Yeah.
need, like what you said, leafy greens because it builds those, calcium rich
Yeah.
foods in our dairy in
Hmm.
our daily thing. Now
Yeah.
I'm actually allergic to vitamin D milk.
Okay.
So would almond milk or oat milk? So I think sometimes I get a little bit of bloating on oat milk too. Is almond milk a good source?
Right. So I think that is what I wanted to mention. You talked about soy, and I know I mentioned soy milk. So for those of us who are not allergic to soy milk is the best plant-based milk if you're not doing dairy, of course, because it has protein in it. The almond milk, most times there's no protein. I mean, if you get 1 gram, you're lucky. So if you're choosing almond milk, remember that there's no protein in it. So to add things back. So if you're doing a smoothie with almond milk, make sure and add some peanut butter or some almond butter or some hemp seeds or something with protein to add back because almond milk doesn't have any protein. And I think most women, we see a lot of ads about almond milk and we gravitate towards that thinking that, okay, I don't want to drink dairy. Let me switch to almond milk. Yeah, almond milk is sort of almond flavored water, not much nutrients compared to like your soy milk. If you're allergic to anything, you can go to the plant-based foods. You talked about the vitamin D. You could eat plant-based vitamin D. Or if you're lucky enough to get sunlight, standing in around 10 o'clock, stand in the sunlight so that the sunlight hits your skin and gets into your eyes. It's important for it to get into your eyes, so don't go outside with sunglasses because that helps with sleep. So vitamin D is important for sleep, especially, and that's circadian rhythm, but you need to trigger it. So just simply, so what I tell my clients, take your favorite cup of tea or coffee, use that as your mental health break. Go outside into the fresh air, stand and look at the clouds, look at the trees, and let that sunlight hit your eyes for about 15 minutes. Um, and about 15, 20 minutes should be enough. If you do that regularly, it helps with bone health, it helps with mood swings, depression, anxiety, and sleep as well. And if all
Guess where
else
I'm
fails,
going? I'm like,
yeah,
guess where I'm going after this show? I'm going outside.
yeah, just take a walk outside. And if all else fails,
Oh
and
my gosh,
let's
Lisa.
say you do a blood test and it's really low, then take the supplement, but test in 3 months and see where your levels are again. I think there's a delay on my side.
That's true. Um, I wanted to I wanted to ask you this. You also work with
Okay.
corporate wellness programs. How can
Yeah.
companies better support midlife women in the workplace?
Yeah. A lot of times that conversation has to be triggered by the employees because your managers, your supervisors, they just care about the bottom line. Have you met your goals for the day? Um, are we making money? That sort of thing, right? So what I tell people is sometimes you have to be brave enough to start the conversation, get together with your work colleagues on a lunch break. Are you all experiencing menopause? If 40% of the workforce, let's say for example, are going around the same age, 40s to 60s, we're all going through menopause. We may not have the same symptoms, but we're all going through it together, which means our productivity is lower, self-esteem, confidence, all of those things could be taken a hit. So why not get together, put together your symptoms, and go to management armed with facts instead of feelings. So one person going and say, well, I feel this, so I'm hot and you should do this. That's not enough for management to say, okay, yes, we should make a change. But if all of you all get together and sit down with management and say, listen, we want to produce X for you all because we understand the bottom line is important. 40% of your workforce are going through menopause at the same time, which means the productivity of the company on the whole is affected. Most of us are having hot flashes. So maybe, okay, you can't afford an AC unit. If you put up half, we could raise the other half with some bake sales or something. When we're sweating, we need to take a 5-minute break to go to the washroom and just get ourselves together. So if we say, okay, we're presenting something and we need to take a break, don't hold that against us. Don't think we're less than, because we have the information. We just need to operate on a different scale now, a different level, where we need a little more support and understanding. So for managers, if they could have more empathy, because we all have mothers, right? We will have sisters, we will have wives, all of us will go through menopause. So once you're alive, whether we deny symptoms, whether we say we're too young, we're all going to go through menopause. So we need to have one, love for ourselves, because a lot of women deny it. Love for ourselves, love for each other, because we're all going through it. And then management should be more empathetic, because even if they have no wife, no sister, they have mothers and they would have gone through it as well. And if you want productivity to increase, then we're getting some sort of menopause workplace policy, which the UK is heading in that direction now, where companies will be fined if they don't have a menopause workplace policy. So that's the way the world is going. So you may as well get on board now. And that is something I help companies sort of put together and start those conversations.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So that's pretty cool that the UK is actually doing that. And that's a good idea about the wellness
Yeah.
program, staying on the facts rather than the emotions, right? Because we also get to be emotional as well,
Yes,
like
and we
more
get dismissed.
emotional. Yeah,
Yes.
right? Like it's just so more emotional. So for the woman listening who feels exhausted, invisible, not yourself, what's one powerful first step that she can take today to reclaim her health and her confidence?
Yeah. I think one, reaching out to your support network, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's coworkers. Sometimes it's online groups if you don't have those things. So there are a lot of online groups. Facebook has like a million of them. There are online groups. I think on most platforms we talk about menopause a lot now, so it's easy to find. Sometimes our health centers or hospitals have some sort of program or some sort of support. So first thing, one, you're not alone. Two, it's not just you going through those things. Whatever you're experiencing, there are many, many women experiencing the exact same thing. If your doctor or your close family unit is not paying attention to you or dismissing your symptoms, there are other resources available. You just need to get the strength to look. So look online, look locally. And if all else fails, you could reach out to people like me. There are a lot of menopause doctors online, a lot of menopause coaches now. So if you're not connected with me, just send me a DM, connect, let's have a conversation. Sometimes it's as simple as getting some blood tests done because you're deficient in something. It could be as simple as that, and that could solve the problem. But staying by yourself and not advocating for yourself, I think, is more harm than good. And you know that saying of putting the oxygen mask on first? I always go back to that, because if you don't support yourself, you can't support your family in the way you want to. You can't be 100% at work. So give yourself that love. And okay, what do I need today? I need to reach out and talk to somebody, talk to a friend, find out if they're going through it too. Let's look online, let's see what's available, and connect to, I mean, there are coaches in each country now, because we have any conversations. There must be someone you could connect to. And if all else fails, I am here. I'm here and ready.
I love that. And that's what I love about you, because you serve the community.
Yeah.
That is important, right? People don't think about it. It's important because we're like, oh, we're just aging. It's just part of life. It's
It's
aging.
just part of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
You
to be
know,
that way. Yeah.
yeah. And here's the thing. Yes, it's part of life, but no one wants to talk about it because
Mhm.
some of the symptoms are crazy. You know what I mean? Like you said,
Very, very crazy.
yeah. Like, you said there's 100 symptoms. I'm like, my 5 symptoms, I'm already dying over here.
Yeah.
Think about 100. Like, what are some of the symptoms that is not talked about?
So what I tell clients, start at the top of your head and work your way down. Anything that could go wrong with that body part happens in menopause. So itchy ears, frozen shoulder, cold chills, sensitivity to smells and to hearing things better. So if your hearing is more sensitive, things like people chewing, right? Had a client yesterday tell me she can't stand to be around her husband because she's very in tune to his body functions, right? And it irritates her. It's because your hearing has become more in tune now, right? All the aches and pains, all the body parts that could hurt, swollen ankles, pain in your feet, digestive issues, so bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, heart palpitations, um, gum decay, sorry, not decay, gum issues, so like bleeding gums, tooth decay, and those things affect heart disease as well. So the more toothaches you're getting, the more cavities you're getting, sorry, those could increase your risk for heart disease. Blood sugar issues, blood pressure, cholesterol, all the blood issues, headaches. Like I said, just start at the top of your head, losing hair at the top of your head and growing them at other places you don't want. Just start and work your way down. Anything, I'm not lying, anything that could go wrong with a body part can happen in menopause, right? And women will think, oh, I just slept badly, so that's why it hurting, or I must have hit my leg somewhere, and that's why I have a bruise, or I have a rash. No, it's because of menopause, and there are things we can do about it to stop it.
Oh my God. So right now I'm having like hives, like random hives. So I thought, oh, it's
Yep.
probably my medicine. And then also like during COVID, I lost my sense of smell, right? So it hasn't come back that well.
Right.
And I'm noticing my eyes, like I can't see very well. It's part of aging,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's just that blurriness. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening. Like I
So
get
that's
blurry
is
eyeballs. I'm
exactly
like,
what
what
you
is
said there.
happening?
It must be part of aging. It's menopause. So blurry vision, dry eyes, itchy eyes. We dismiss these things. It must be because, and we don't solve the underlying problem. But if we change our hormone levels, so sometimes going on hormone replacement therapy, for example, can solve a lot of those things. So it's not aging, it's menopause.
Oh man. Oh my gosh, just a lot of issues. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I need to
unfortunately.
figure it out. I was like,
Yeah.
aging is not fun at
No, it's
all.
not. It's not. But it also gives us an opportunity to figure out what we want our second chapter to be, how we
Yeah.
want to spend the rest of our life. Do we want it in pain, or do we want to go with our partner and do more vacations, or pick up another hobby, or maybe even change jobs, do something that's more aligned with what we want and our goals right now. So don't see it as a time as in, oh gosh, we're just aging and getting old, and oh my God, why?
No,
Think of
here's
it
the
as an
thing.
opportunity to figure out what we want now.
That's true. Like for me, right? I'm like losing hair. I have long hair, like it's black, and I'm losing hair. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? Here comes 20 wigs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And I mean, look at how beautiful you always look, right? So you took a problem, found an easy solution, and more positive mindset.
yeah. And then,
Yeah.
like age spots. I was like, put foundation and elixir.
Makeup
We're
will come with
good.
that.
Yeah. It's just we really do need to talk about these things. And I love that you have mindset and nutrition. I
Yeah.
think the hardest part is also support and feeling safe. My sister Susanna would always say this,
Yes.
like feeling safe of where you can actually, discuss the symptoms.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
guys, the down below is her calendar. Calendly, if you need to talk to Lisa, she's more than happy to help.
Hmm.
This is my last question. What myths about menopause and aging would you love to see disappear forever if you had a magic wand?
Yeah. And as you mentioned, guys, I do counsel the family because it's not just the woman going through it. We need the family units to be supportive, but also to understand what's going on. A lot of times it's the confusion as what the hell is going on with my wife. She was good 1 minute and now she's a totally different person. Who is this person? Right? So it's some of the things I wish would go away is that one, whether we're having debilitating symptoms or not, we're all going through menopause. So I see a lot of women saying they didn't go through those things. So, well, if you're going through, that's your business. As women, we need to be supportive of each other. Despite whatever symptoms you're going through, we're all going through menopause. We will all go through it, right? Not all men go through andropause. It depends on if their testosterone levels are dropping, right? But all women, once you're on this side of the grass, once you're alive long enough, we go through menopause, right? You can't escape it. And when menopause until we die, which is what women don't know, when postmenopause until you die. So you can be in your 70s and 80s and still having symptoms. So we need to be supportive of each other. We need to have the conversations. If doctors are dismissing us or telling us we're too young, find another doctor. There are a lot of us online. So, a Zoom call. Um, we're not too young for anything. As you said, most of us start in our 30s. If you had a hysterectomy, you start right away. And we have 20-year-olds that have full hysterectomies. And most of them, they are not told they're going into menopause and they consider suicide because their body all of a sudden is doing a lot of weird shit and sorry, a lot of weird stuff. And they have no explanation for it and they literally think they're going mad and they consider suicide. Right? These things shouldn't happen. So we just need to talk about it more, but also love ourselves more and love each other more and be more supportive.
I love that. Everly made this comment. Great info, Lisa. Great to know that I'm still normal. This is the new me. This
Yeah.
is the new us. And we just have to accept it and move on. I think the
Yeah.
more that we spend our time thinking about, oh my God, I'm falling apart, which is probably happening. Instead of
Yeah.
doing that, don't wallow on that. Just find a solution, right? Like Lisa's here, I'm here. We talked about, foods and things like that. And I'm really bad on exercise, which I know I need to do.
Yeah.
And with Lisa, it's so funny when you're just like, get another hobby. I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you want me to get another hobby?
No, oh, sorry. This was for everyone else, not for you, CJ. You have enough. I don't know. You're the exception, Miss Superwoman, okay? The rest of us
Oh,
normal humans need to find a hobby,
oh,
right?
actually, I was actually thinking of a different hobby. I wanted to travel more and drive around like lakes in California.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll see more of my TikTok for sure and probably Instagram when I
Yeah.
go and travel. But
Okay, that I will accept.
yeah, I love traveling, like,
Yeah.
just seeing new things. The world is so much bigger, but we just, stay stagnant. You don't have to. That's a choice, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Susanna is so funny. She's like, yes, we love our wigs. I got her into wigs as well.
Yes, I know.
Susanna is so well, guys, if you have any questions, if you need to talk about, your symptoms, maybe the symptoms that you have, Lisa and I have not talked about it or brought it up. Please, like, if you're in that moment where you're like, I don't understand, Lisa has more information for you,
Yeah.
and make sure that you hit her up on LinkedIn. Let me give her LinkedIn info as well so that you guys can actually have it. Where did my LinkedIn info for Lisa? There it is.
Yeah.
To make sure that you guys can have that support that you need, and also just start with a conversation like, hey Lisa, how are you? I want to ask you a question about this. She's more than happy
Yeah,
to help. That's what we're
definitely.
here.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you so much for being here today, sister. I appreciate you so much. And then
not
of
a
course you need to come
problem.
back. Yes, and then next time we're going to talk more about the specific mindset that gets us to where we need to be.
Yeah,
Today is more of a generalized kind of overview, and
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
even focus on like the 10 to 15 symptoms of menopause that we can do something about for sure. Okay?
Definitely,
Bye,
definitely. Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you
Take
so much
care.
for being here. See ya.
I started in the silence, behind closed doors. Dreams too loud to keep tucked in the floorboards. Late nights, broke days, no applause in sight. Just coffee, hustling that fire to fight. They said, play small, but I'm built to expand. No silver spoon, just grit in my hand. I will every note, like armor and steel. Visibility's a battle, but I'm real and I heal. From invisible threads to the front of the stage, I'm rewriting the script, turning scars into page. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. Yeah, yeah. What they couldn't believe. See the back end, just a headline glow. But success is built slow, where the struggle don't show. Algorithms change, but your mission's divine. You're the brand, you're the vision, you're the power behind. You gave free just to prove you have value inside. Now it's invoices paid and your name amplified. You're not just in business, you're changing the game. And your visibility, that's more than a name. No more shrinking, this is expansion. No more asking, this is commanding. You've been the spark, now you're the flame. Entrepreneur by fire, fueled by name. Level up, rise above the fear. Let them hear your voice, make your purpose clear. Every step, every stumble, every tear in the rough. You were made for this moment, you are enough. Level up, break through the doubt. Turn the whispers of your past into a victory shout. You ain't just chasing clout, you're building a legacy. Now the world's gonna see what they couldn't believe. What they couldn't believe. To the late nights, the lost friends, the risks you took, to the brand you built and the space you shook. Here's your crown, your moment, your spotlight beam. You didn't just chase the dream, you became the dream. Level up.